into this video. I don't want to like waste too much time, so I'm using my Beaudiva hair that I ordered from Aliexpress. I'm using this brand right here, Beaudiva. It's 18. I got three bundles of 18-inch body wave. I cannot wait. So this is what it looks like. And I got an 18-inch frontal. I'm going to be using my spandex cap, some sewing thread, hair thread, glue, and like a pencil or chalk or something to mark it. So I'm using my Singer sewing machine, and today I'm going to be using the actual hair thread that you need. I like to switch out the regular sewing thread, fabric thread, for the hair thread because it's way thicker and it definitely holds the tracks into the elastic cap as tight as possible, and for me it never goes anywhere, so I just always use the hair thread in my sewing machine. After threading my sewing machine, I'm going to put the cap on the head. I like to cut away about a good, I want to say a ½ inch of fabric, or actually sew a ½ inch of fabric up, because I do have a small head. So yeah, I sew a ½ inch. While sewing the cap, you want to make sure that you are using the zigzag stitch and that you are stretching it while sewing it, so that when you do put it on your head, it won't be tight or too small. Here I'm just placing the frontal on the wig head, and I'm just pinning it in place so I can prepare for sewing it down. Here you either have the option of either sewing the frontal down by hand, or you can just use glue. So I'm just using glue to hold it in place, and then after I use the glue, I'm then going to go on top of it with my sewing machine and sew it into place. When sewing the frontal down, you don't have to stretch the cap, because you are going to wind up cutting, you know, the piece that's right underneath the frontal out. So that's going to give you an excess amount of stretch, so you don't have to stretch out the cap when you are sewing down the frontal. After sewing down the frontal, I am taking my lip liner, a lip liner that I don't use, but you can use chalk or whatever, or crayon, and I'm just placing the lines on the entire wig head. I started off with one line straight from where the frontal ends to the other end of the frontal, and that's just going to be the perimeter track, and then in between I go across the entire head, as you can see here. I double tracked each and every track, if that makes sense. I double tracked every track, and as you can see, I am starting off with the first line, and as I am sewing, I'm using the zigzag stitch, and I'm also stretching the cap to make sure that once the wig is done, it is actually going to have stretch and hold to my head. So every time you get to the ending of each track and you're starting a track, you want to make sure that you are back stitching to make sure that everything is locked into place. And make sure that you are holding the tracks that are doubled right on top of each other, because sometimes the bottom one tends to slip from underneath the thread and it doesn't get sewn. So this is one of the reasons why I also like to use the zigzag stitch. And you just want to take your time when sewing this wig. It is a little tedious, but if you take your time, you will have a nice finished professional job. It looks really good, as you can see. You can also see the zigzag stitch, and you can see that I cut away the bottom part of the dome cap that was underneath the frontal. This wig is in place. This bad boy is going to last me quite some time. As long as I take care of it, I'm good to go. Now for bleaching the knots, which I'm really not bleaching the knots, I'm going to be using my Weave Wonder Wrap. I love this product. I used to use this a lot when I used to do quick weaves back in the day, and it's like a protector barrier for your hair when you're doing the quick weave from the glue. So I use that. It has like a nice silicone base and it holds and dries really well. So I use that in an eyeshadow that is as close to the lace as possible, and then I also apply some concealer to that as well. Right here you can see that I'm using a spoolie to scrape up some of that eyeshadow. Then I'm going in with my concealer, which is the L'Oreal Infallible in the shade 405. I'm doing 2 drops of that. I'm mixing it all together, and then after that I start to apply it to the wig, well, the frontal. Now, disclaimer, you guys want to do this before you actually sew the wig. I knew that I was supposed to do this, but I was rushing. So make sure that you do this before you sew your wig down, because as you can see, the wig is sitting really nice and taut on top of the wig head. However, once I turned the wig on the right side, I saw a little bit of that concealer, that liquid on the hair. And I'm not gonna lie, it did come out, but it came out about a good 2 hours later of me playing with the hair, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But you want to just make sure that you are smearing the product all over. After that, you want to get a blow dryer and dry the product. Make sure that it is completely dry. Alright, so now to lay down my ball cap, I try not to pull it like this, because when I pull it like this, whatever hairs that's like out, because I do leave my edges out, because sometimes I like to wear my wigs behind my hairline to show my edges. So I do leave my edges out, so I try to pull it as far to the front as possible like this, and then I push it back. And I like to use my liquid mousse super hold spritz, or whatever it's called, and just spray it. Now, I don't know about y'all, but before there was a got to be, this was in every black household. Every black household. If you didn't have that, I don't know what to tell you. But this right here, this is the real got to be. So I'm gonna spray and I'm gonna blow dry it together. So I like to use the blow dryer on both cool and hot heat, because the warm heat actually dries it faster for me, but the cool heat keeps me cool. That way I'm not sweating and it'll stay stuck to my scalp. So yeah, I blow dry my hair on both hot and cool setting, and then I also like to use my finger to press it down, because that way I know when it's starting to feel tacky. I did about, I want to say 3 layers of this. So yeah, I like to keep my wig on for quite some time, at least a week and a half, you know. So yeah, I am blow drying, as you can see, and pressing it into the scalp. So my cap is fully on. As you can see, it's not going anywhere, and the reason why I don't cut off this part is because I feel like it adds like an extra protective layer. After that, I'm going to be applying some facial powder to my bald cap so that it can match when putting my frontal on top of it. Lovies, I apologize. Somehow I lost the footage of me placing the glue on the cap, but I placed 2 layers of glue, and I do it about an inch to an inch and a half wide. After it is completely dry, I go in and cut 4 slits into the lace frontal. That way it is easier for me to apply in sections. As you can see, I am placing it down, making sure that it is like in place. When placing my lace down, I like to make sure that all my hairs are pushed back and it's like very loose and freeing. I went ahead and added some mousse, that way it will just stay out of the way. Now I'm still applying the lace in the front part. You can grab like a bottle. Sometimes I like to grab my Got2b can and I just roll it so I know that the lace is literally melted into my damn scalp. Next, I am taking my scissors and I'm just cutting around the hairline. I'm cutting it in little zigzag stitches. You can't really see, but that's how I'm cutting it. I'm not trying to make a straight line. I don't know about y'all, but I'm thinking this frontal look is looking good. And honestly, if you are like really good at bleaching, I know that when you bleach the knots, it'll actually look even 10 times better. I'm not necessarily good at bleaching, so I just do it the easier way for myself. And as you can see, this is why I told you to make sure that you do the frontal before you actually sew the frontal together, because you can see all those little pieces stuck in the hair. But don't worry, by time the end of the video, you'll see that it all came out. And all you have to do really and truly is add water to the hair and it's going to melt the product. It's going to come out. So I'm just using my comb. I forget what brush this is. I think this is the detangling brush. But I am using this to just brush through the hair. This hair is like so bomb. I really, really love it. And look at how the lace is just sitting. It looks so natural. And now I'm about to just like start parting out my hairline for the baby hairs. I don't want too much baby hair action, to be honest with you. I feel like it just takes away from it. It looks like too fake for me, if you ask me personally. So I just try to get a little bit of baby hair action going on because I just want it to look bomb. I want it to look unquestionable, you know, which it really doesn't matter if it looks questionable or not because it's my prerogative. But yeah, I just like it to look as natural as possible. And then after that, I just went ahead and tied it. I went to bed, and the very next day I got up and started to add curls to my hair. I think I used about, what is that, a 2-inch barrel, I want to say, to curl. I am not the best at curling, but it was coming out pretty good, and I used my bendy clips to hold the curls into place. And that was pretty much it, guys. Alright, y'all, so I am back. As you can see, I did a quick little beat. It really looks good on camera, but in person, I feel like it's not my best work. Well, I know it's not my best work because I didn't put my best effort into it, but still looking good, still looking good. So I'm gonna just start to take out these clips. Y'all, I hate curling my hair. I hate doing curls in here. Like, for me, it just takes too much time. And the sis ain't got time for that. I ain't trying to look cute. I ain't trying to look cute. But yeah, comment down below if you hate putting curls. Like, okay, alright, what we looking like? Let's see what we looking like. Okay, yes, yes, sis, yes. Hold on. So I think I must have cropped this the wrong way.
curling hair, so I feel like I did a really good job for someone who's not good at curling hair. But this is the finished look, lovies. I am just in love with this hair. Besides the simple fact that I just burnt it because the temperature is just way too high, like this hair is amazing. It's just so soft. It's so soft. It's so fluffy. It's so full. It's like, it's amazing. Like, it's amazing. Let me stop playing with this hair. This is it, lovies. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope y'all try out some of the little tricks and tips I use. And that is it, lovies. Comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this hair. Do you think it's a hit or a miss? Comment down below and let me know if you're actually going to buy the hair and try it out. I really, really do like this hair. And I did spend my own money on it, by the way. So yeah, I really do like this hair. So comment down below and let me know if you're like gonna buy it based off of, you know, like what you saw in this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bells. Go and follow me on Instagram at LiveLoveLloyd. I love y'all, and as always, remember to live, love you. Bye, guys.